I am your host, Elan Rashad. Hit me up here as I report on what's happening now in the sports world, your interactive sports connection. You can blog, Twitter, or Facebook your feedback, and I will broadcast all of your answers live right here. Make Sports Now your place where you post and what you think about what's going on now in sports. A platform to air what you think, your views, and your opinions on sports enthusiasts around the nation. I have 3 rules, however. Rule number 1, please keep it clean. Rule number 2, keep it brief. And lastly, rule number 3, use spell check. It will help with your credibility. As your host, I will summarize and report on opinions as they come in. I have a huge Facebook and Twitter following, so I expect to hear a lot from my friends and followers. As a professional, I respect the game's history. Those who helped pave the way for the game as it is played now. For that reason exactly, I will always close with a trivia question and or interview with the hero from the sports past. I'm here now live with one of baseball's all-time greats, Mr. Ronald Teasley. Ronald, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. And I want to thank you for having me on your show and as your first guest.
Anytime.
I wish you the best.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Mr. Teasley, of course, he was an outfielder, first baseman, and a third baseman for the Detroit Cubs, the Toledo Cubs, the Toledo Crawfords, the Toledo Rays, the Detroit Wolves, and the New York Cubans from 1939 to 1948. He also played minor league baseball from 1949 to 1951, and he was on the Mandak League All-Stars for both years he played. Okay. My first question to you, Mr. Teasley, is as you were growing up, what exactly got you into baseball? What inspired you to play this wonderful game?
Well, it just so happened that my parents, I guess you might say, were from the old school. They believed that an idle mind was the devil's workshop. Mm-hmm. So they encouraged us to take part in many extracurricular activities. And since my father was an amateur baseball player in Georgia, I gravitated to baseball by playing catch with him and going to baseball games with him, mm-hmm. and found out that this was a sport that I really loved.
Okay. Now, growing up, what players did you look up to? What players inspired you to play baseball?
Well, I'll tell you, I started off playing with men who were much older than me. In Detroit, Michigan, there were a group of gentlemen who were playing baseball on the sandlots. So I went over to work out with them once, and they welcomed me. And these gentlemen were like 5, 10, 20 years older than me. And so I enjoyed their company so much, and I respected them so much that I kept playing with them, and I learned a lot about baseball from them.
Okay, all right. You played with many different teams throughout your career, as I stated earlier. Which team did you value playing for the most, or should I say, which teams that you played with did you have the most memories with?
Well, actually, at each step that I played, I played at just about every level of baseball, starting with junior baseball, sandlot baseball, high school baseball. I learned a lot. For instance, in high school, I played against Billy Pierce, who later was signed by the Chicago White Sox. Okay. In high school, also, I played against other future major league players. In college, one of my most outstanding memories is playing against Robin Roberts, who was a Hall of Famer, pitched for the Michigan State University team, and later became a Hall of Famer. And in college, I was able to attain a batting average of 500 at Wayne State University, which is still a school record. Wow. And 2 of the hits I got came off Robin Roberts. Wow. And then later on, as I went along, I played in the Negro League. I played against Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson and Buck Leonard. In the Canadian League, in the Mandak League, I played against Hall of Famers Leon Day, Willie Wells, and also some other outstanding Negro League players who had started playing in the Canadian League because the Negro League was breaking up after Jackie Robinson signed to play with the Dodgers. Right. And then also later on, I was signed by the Dodgers as well.
Right. That was actually my next question. What was the biggest difference between playing in the Negro League and when you actually got that call up to play in the majors with the Dodgers?
Well, one of the main differences was travel. Playing in the Negro League, or playing in, or even playing with what we call traveling Negro League baseball teams, the segregation and racial aspects of it were really devastating. We ran into a lot of problems in the South when we stopped to eat lunch or to use restroom facilities. We were turned down quite often. As a matter of fact, the very first time I went down to play in the South, the older gentlemen I played with, they wanted to lock me up in the trunk of the car because they were so afraid that if the police stopped us, I might forget to say "sir" whenever they addressed me. And later they just decided and told me, if they say anything to you, just shake your head and let it go at that.
Yeah.
But in the playing in the Dodgers, we didn't have all of that to deal with.
Right, all that racial segregation.
Yeah, all the racial animosity. That's true.
Okay. Okay. So my next question is, what do you think the biggest problem is with baseball today? Like, why don't you see as many African Americans playing the game as there once was?
Well, I experienced that as a high school baseball coach. I coached at Northwestern High School when my active career ended. And when I first started coaching in 1969, baseball was extremely popular. But as the years passed and basketball became so popular, the kids started gravitating from baseball to basketball. And when I retired in 1989, it was very difficult to field a complete baseball team. It got to the point where if a young man could just simply throw and catch a baseball, he was automatically a member of the team.
Wow.
And it really got to that point.
Wow. Okay. What was your reaction? 'Cause I did a little homework and I found out that you did make the Hall of Fame, or you were actually inducted into the baseball, the history books and whatnot. What was your reaction when you found out that the records that you had, done throughout your career were actually acknowledged enough to be put on such a high pedestal?
Well, naturally that was quite pleasing. It's nice to know that the things you have done have been recognized. And I was inducted into the Wayne State University Sports Hall of Fame, the Northwestern High School Hall of Fame, the Michigan High School Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame, and the African American Sports Hall of Fame. And it's really an honor to feel that you are representing your race in such a fine fashion.
Okay. I also noticed that you played many different sports. You coached basketball as well, also out here.
Oh yes, I did. I had the pleasure of coaching basketball at Northwestern High School for 2 years, and in those 2 years I had a record of 44 wins and 4 losses, and we won 1 city championship. One of probably the 2 most outstanding players I coached were Terry Tyler and Alan Hardy. Terry Tyler played with the Pistons, and Alan Hardy played with the Lakers.
Okay. Okay.
But I gave up basketball coaching because I like baseball so much more.
Okay. I also hear you're quite a golfer. Is that?
I am? Oh, I am. Yeah. I love the game. As a matter of fact, toward the end of my career in high school, I coached golf. And although I didn't know a lot about the game, I took my players to professional golfers who gave my team lessons. And even today, I'm involved with golf. I am the director of senior golf for the city of Detroit, and we have 75 seniors playing golf. It's just a great game.
Wow. So you've done a lot your career throughout sports.
Yes, and I've really enjoyed it too.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Teasley. It's been a pleasure. You are definitely one of America's great pastimes, and it's been a pleasure for having you on this show. My name is Elan Rashad, and you're watching Sports Now. You can tune in every Sunday to find out who I have on next. Thank you all, and you have a great day.
Good.
For $15, they give you 5. So they let you know that first day we gave you they gave us 6 cups.
What wrong? She was looking for it. She said, yeah, remember we met them all? They all came down from New Jersey. But they were high athletes, you know that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think now you know his father. His father's a doctor. I think the mother is too. Remember they all came down from New Jersey?
Oh, and from the islands too?
Yeah, they're from originally.
At Wayne State University, and where I set a record with a batting average of 500, which still stands today. After that, I was able to sign with the Brooklyn Dodgers, and that lasted for about half a season, and at which time I was released. But at least I had a chance to do something that Jackie Robinson had done a few years earlier. And when I was released, I then joined the New York Cubans of the Negro League and played with them for 1 year. And when the league broke up, I went up to Canada, played up there for actually 2 years, and made the All-Star team twice. And so I had quite an active career in baseball, and even after I quit baseball, I started coaching high school baseball.
Okay.
And from the things I had learned in baseball from these other experiences, I was able to, I think, do a pretty good job of coaching high school.
An army greater than any in the galaxy. The Jedi, the overwhelmed. The Republic, the great. Any demands we make.
Jesus. Star Wars, Kingston. Star Wars, Kingston. Star Wars, Kingston.